Hi, friends. What is going on, everybody? My name is Tazarello, and this is Sunday Tent Talk with Tazarello and Friends, episode 17. We're actually getting up there, about to hit the 20s. Really excited. What is going on, panel members? How are y'all doing? We got RocSolo, Chaotic Rage, and Holy Toledo in the house.
Let's go.
What is up?
What up?
Shout out to the chat. I had a misfire. I timed out John Lindsay. I apologize. I was trying to pin your message, and yeah, I got some good trees. That was the second time I misclicked. I actually deleted a video I had views on, and had to re-upload that video today. That sucked. So, but yeah, we got Happy Smokes in the house.
Pappy, cheers.
John Lindsay, he said it was all good, so I appreciate it. What's up, Christopher? How are you doing? Oh, Carly Greenlee snuck in here. How are you doing?
Oh man, we got the whole squad in here today.
Galaxy Rods, what's up?
Hey, Shy's here too. Woo.
Side Gardens. I do appreciate everybody pulling up. Smash that like button. And if you're new here, I hope we earn your subscription. And so yeah, I've had a couple males in my garden, inside grow and outside grow, that I thought was females that I've had to take out. But Holy Toledo, the first time somebody's up on the panel, I like to ask them, kind of introduce yourself a little bit so the audience knows who you are. And then really, I want to know, like, what is your why? Why do you grow? Like, what got you into it? What keeps you going or something like that? But yeah, I'd like to hear from you.
Let's get it.
Oh.
Ooh. One second, guys. Hang on 1 second here.
Yeah, we're having some audio issues. Are you still here?
Yes. Yeah, I'm still here.
DankNugz. Yeah.
So yeah, like, what is your why, Toledo? Like, where do you come from, and who are you?
Well, I mean, I was born and raised in Massachusetts. I started off my life in Boston for a couple of years, and then I ended up moving to like a city. It's kind of like about 50 miles away in Fitchburg. I kind of grew up there. It's a pretty rough neighborhood. So, I had to learn early how to scrap, man, because, back in the day, how, I don't know if you guys know, but I mean, the clothes wasn't the nicest back then. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I grew up poor as hell. Like, our family just, like, to do what we could. We ate, we had clothes on our back, but it just wasn't the clothes that everybody else was wearing at school. You know what I mean? So I used to get made fun of a lot as a child. And then one day this kid bullied me, and I started getting a lot of fights. So I was getting in trouble all the time. So one of my teachers, he ended up becoming an in-house teacher, and he became a cop. So he had to sit down with me one day. He's like, "Yo, man, you know what I'm saying?" He goes, "You really gotta stop doing this, man. It's really not gonna. You're not gonna go far in life, man. If you keep on every time someone picks on you, you gotta beat them up all the time. Like, this is not gonna get you far. So let me suggest you for something." So he introduced me to boxing. You know what I mean? So I started boxing, and boxing kind of taught me how to be disciplined, a little bit more disciplined and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So instead of always being angry, so the reason why I got into smoking, because I was always angry, man. I wake up angry every day. I was angry at the whole world. I wasn't succeeding, so I was blaming the world and saying, "Oh, it's because I'm Spanish and nobody wants to hire me." I mean, people think, I'm saying people are being racist. I was always doing the victim stuff. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Then after a while, as I was getting older, I was like, I really need to stop this victim, pity patty party. You know what I'm saying? So
you grew up, basically. I get that shit, man.
Yeah.
I started finally come to that realization.
Yeah. So I was seeing myself go back and back and back. I've been in jail a couple times. I've been in jail for the plant. You know what I mean? I did 4 years in jail. I got busted. I got busted with over a pound of weed back in the early 90s. And I took the heat for everybody because I used to hang around, like, my brothers were a little younger than I was. Same thing with my friends. So I was 18. Everybody else was 16. So they were trying to get me with the whole, providing a minor and all that other stuff. So, so back in the day, so I did 4 years, but I get out in 2, good behavior and everything. But then I went back again because, like I said, I couldn't have anybody talk crap about me. So every time someone would say something about my mom or something like that, I would speed them up. You know what I mean? Because I was always angry.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, like my friend introduced me to a plant. Now I started smoking when I was 12. It wasn't the best time because usually if someone had a first experience like I did, they would normally stop smoking altogether. So my first experience was I was laced with angel dust.
Oh,
so
shit.
I used to hang around with college kids, 20-year-old college kids, you know what I mean? And then these kids like, hey, you want to smoke? Well, yeah, sure. You know what I mean? So I smoked.
wow.
The first time I ever smoked was laced with angel dust. There wasn't a first senior that came in there seeing what was going on and kind of putting the kids in their place. Like, who knows where I'd be this day? You know what I mean? Like I could have been hooked on, that drug alone. You know what I mean? So I'm happy he came in when he did come in. But I wanted to fit in the crowd. So I was like, well, the only way I'm going to be cool is if I hang around with the older kids. You know what I mean? So that's what I ended up doing. Cannabis really did save my life because, like I said, I was always angry. And then as soon as I started smoking constantly all the time, get around the right people, that's when I actually started noticing my attitude changing a lot more for the better. Stop getting in trouble. Stop worrying about what other people were thinking. It just and then I started growing about 14 years ago in a greenhouse. It was just, well, hey, I got a bag seed. And I was like, well, I might as well pop it. So I ended up popping it out in the woods somewhere. I go back every week to go check up on it to see if it was still there.
Yeah. I was always too afraid. I was scared to do it. I had the seeds and stuff. I was too afraid.
And
I did it
I did crappy.
I got the chance.
I did crappy, obviously, the first time. You know what I mean? I had no idea what the hell I was doing. I didn't know about the whole 12-12 cycle. I didn't know about I needed this much sun or this and whatever like that. So I didn't do too good my first run, but it did introduce me more. I was seeing the therapist, and I kind of was like, gosh, I don't know if I should know if I should tell my therapist what I'm doing, but I mean, it is helping me out. So I kind of like ratted myself out a little bit. I was like, yeah, I'm growing cannabis, blah, blah, blah. It's like, it's illegal, right? I'm like, yeah, but it's making me happy. It's making me better than what you're giving me. Yeah. You're giving me pills, and I always feel more depressed when I don't have those pills than I do if I don't have marijuana. Like, yeah, I might get a little agitated if I don't get my cannabis, but at least I don't feel super depressed,
Dude, those pills will make you depressed because then you get addicted to those, and then you're depressed because you're addicted, and then when you don't have them, you're even worse. It is, dude. It's a vicious spiral. So yeah, you're right, 100%, man. Yeah.
So in high school, when I went to high school, I started playing sports. I was really good at a lot of sports naturally. I never played a sport in my life until I was like 13, 14 years old. I was a natural at soccer. You know what I mean? Like one day I was watching my brother play, and you guys like, hey, I need some help. I'm like, well, what do you do? Take your foot, kick it in that net over there. Okay, just don't touch your hands. Don't do nothing. I was like, okay, no problem. And I was fast as hell back then. I was never really this big until I turned in my 30s. So I was super, super fast. You know what I mean? So I was like, just a natural go, 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 go. I'm like, oh shoot, wow. All of a sudden, like I'm getting calls from a traveling team, like, hey, do you want to play for the U.S. boys, under 14 traveling team in the summertime? I'm like, yeah, why not? So I ended up doing that. Then I started playing basketball too at the same time, and then I got really good at that. And then I ran track, obviously, you know what I mean, because I was fast as hell. So, and I could do cross country, and I could do all that back in the day. But all this is actually what helped me get off my anger thing, because I was doing exercise, you know what I mean? I was always running around. I never had enough time to be angry at nobody anymore. You know what I'm saying? So that's pretty much the gist of the life. You know what I mean? Like, it got me started. I ended up playing semi-pro football. I played semi-pro basketball, and I also played semi-pro soccer. Wow. For quite a bit until I got into my 30s. I used the roof back in the day. I fell off a roof, messed up my hand. They tried to give me perks, of course, you know what I mean? So instead of me, supposedly, I had to make some rent. So, I didn't really take them. Okay, I was saying, hey, I need to make money somehow. So let me take what I need to take. So when the doctor gives me a pee test, he will see that I took some things. So I'll take a couple of days before. I would save like 5 or something. And I would just smoke, take edibles, you know what I mean? And I would be fine. Like I would even But I couldn't box it. But I couldn't box anymore. I couldn't play sports anymore because I had this metal in my hand. It's permanently in my hand for rest of my life.
Oh, okay.
That's what got me off the construction because I was like, yo, you know what? I escaped death twice, bro. I was like, I am flirting with it now. I was like, maybe construction is just not meant for me anymore. I loved it. It paid good. But yeah, I stopped doing it. And then I ended up working for a cannabis company for quite a while. Unfortunately, I got laid off in April 20th. And I'm currently trying to find a job right now. So
yeah.
You got laid off on April 20th.
That's a heck of a journey.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, hey, happy holidays. Here's your pink slip.
Well, that's the thing. I always took 420 off for the last 20.
Your ass for the last 3 weeks for us for this event, and hey, here's your pink slip.
For the last 25 years, I've been taking it off because me and my boys, like me and like 10 of my closest friends, we always have what they call the Weed Olympics. I've been doing the Weed Olympics for over 25 years now, where we see who could smoke the most, who could roll the best joint, the blunts. You know, we were just, running while we were smoking, like just doing stupid shit. You know what I mean? Fucking.
I got a race for you to implement into that. Me and my buddies, we used to do this thing called the 420 train, right? We get 5, 6, 7 people, how many other people there are there, and you roll that many joints, right? And you got to have a table in front of you because it's hard to, once you get all the joints, you light the joint and pass it to the next person, light it. Once the joints get all the way around, it's hard to kind of like pass it and grab the joint at the same time. So you like hit it and you set it on the table. And then because this person set theirs on the table, you just pick it up. And then you set it on the table and you pick it up.
Okay.
Or you have like everybody light it at the same time. And then you hit it and then you set it down. And then you keep going. And you can have other joints ready to see who can't smoke anymore. We set off smoke alarms in houses. We had to like pull the battery when we would go to do it. But it was a 420 train. And we would get super stoned. And it was fun. It was interesting. But yeah, we stepped back in, I don't know, 2005, 2004.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah, so I usually get I didn't have the cones back then, those big old, supernatural cones and the Challenger cones, but I usually smoke the supernatural cone, which could fit over an ounce in it, and I'll just stuff one of those, and all of us would do that and say, yo, like, you put your own stuff in it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, but you don't smoke your own stuff. Like, so I would take my stuff and I would give everybody else their stuff, and then everybody else would give me their stuff, and then we would just smoke it and see who would last. I mean, I've been a champ for a while now. Like I tell people all the time, I don't really know too many people who can outsmoke me, and I ain't gonna try to be cocky. I think the only person who probably can outsmoke me probably be Willie Nelson. You know what I'm saying? Because I heard stories about Willie Nelson. I mean, even at the DGC, I did all the cannabis strains. I did all the dabs. Yeah. And then I smoked that big old thing, and I still wanted more. You know what I'm saying? So I was like,
I can't do dabs because it hurts my lungs real bad.
Got you.
That's the only reason why. I would cough so bad I get like a brain injury. I get a pain in my brain.
Man,
oh yeah.
I put so much pressure in my brain.
Lately. I take a hit of dabs and I cough for 15 damn minutes afterwards.
Yep. Yeah. So that's the only reason why I love dabs, and I love how stoned I get. It's just that I hurt my lungs.
Oh, it's all right. I got homegrown now. Fuck those dabs.
This shit. I'm a flower child.
Man.
Yeah, me too, man. I like the dabs too, but there's no way in hell I'm going to take all my time to do that. Even outside, that's mine. Like, I'm not going to press that. I'm going to smoke that. You know what I mean?
Man,
does it taste like?
It just seems a waste to me too, because the amount you get back, even with some really good bud, I mean,
oh yeah,
it just doesn't. I just think it's more, beneficial to smoke, especially if you don't have that much of it.
Yeah.
If it's some good flower, dude, why mess with a good thing?
Exactly.
But to each their own.
Yep. Just like me, I take my trim, and people who normally make edibles, they would bubble hash it. I compost it. You know what I mean? I really don't have any interest of doing none of that stuff. Now, obviously, if I didn't have a lot of stuff to do myself, then obviously I might suggest doing that a little bit. But I just give it back to my soil. You know what I mean? I've been using the same soil for over 8 years now. I just figured, hey, if I add just good trim to it, maybe it might give you some good bud the next time around. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I usually do. I take all my stems, I crush it down, You know what I'm saying? Like I let it sit in the sun, you know what I'm saying, for months and months at a time. Even keep it outside during the winter time.
Because all your trichomes are made out of silica. So all the trichomes that's on that larf or leaf or whatever is going right back into your soil. So yeah, it doesn't like energy doesn't go away. It just transforms or transfers.
Yep.
So yeah,
and
I think it would be
same thing with my roots too. I say my roots, obviously I get rid of the huge root ball, but all the other roots in there, I just like rip them up and I just throw them up in the soil. Make sure obviously, you know, there's no disease roots or anything like that. But I do use hydrozyme at least one time every 2 weeks. So just in case there is any kind of dead material, it will take care of it. I don't have to worry about getting root rot. Because that's one thing hopefully I never have to deal with. But I know as a grower, we all deal with everything at least one time in our life. So I'm assuming, I don't want to curse myself, but if I say, oh, I'm never going to get it, then you know what happens. So
yeah.
I'm going to be humble.
Do my best to prevent it.
I'm just trying to do I'm trying to do the best I can to prevent it, pretty much. So,
and that's
man, that's pretty much it, man. You know?
Yeah, that's a heck of a journey for sure. A lot of stuff I didn't know. So where do you like to grow? Do you like to grow indoors or do you like to grow outdoors?
I love growing outdoors. I mean, me going outside, like in the summertime, like I just take off my shoes. I just, you know, I ground myself to the earth. You know what I'm saying? I'm a natural earth. Yeah. You know, I'm a natural earth sign myself. So I just go out there. I just, you know, I go in my greenhouse. I be there for hours. Just, you know what I mean? Just going up in there. I have music on up in there. I just chill up in there. I take a seat down, smoke. I do a whole entire PM every day. I do a little maintenance to make sure before I kill a bug, let me take a picture of it. Is this beneficial? Yeah. You're staying. Oh, well, you're not beneficial. Oh, you can attack my plants. Bang, you're dead. So
that's a problem with some of those sprays, is that it kills the beneficial bugs along with the bad bugs.
Yes,
so,
yes.
You don't want to get rid of those beneficial bugs, especially stuff like ladybugs, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
But
so I'm gonna I spray with cayenne pepper outside.
Okay.
I have dill, cilantro, citronella, rosemary, lavender. I have all those kind of growing all around the perimeter, and then I also have a couple rose bushes. Now that's kind of a I don't know, kind of damned if you do, damned if you don't, because rose bushes are kind of attract spider mites. But if the spider mites come into my yard, they'll go straight to those bushes first. So if I keep an eye on those, as long as I get perfect, nice, healthy flowers, as long as those are, you know what I mean, doing really good. Plus I IPM those with neem oil and Laos Coast plant therapy. That's the only thing in my garden that gets neem oiled. And the thing about neem oil is you have to continually use neem oil because it soaks into the membrane. And it makes the plant taste nasty to the bugs. So it's not like it's a preventative. It doesn't really kill like on contact. It just makes plants taste nasty.
Yeah.
So continue to do it. That's another reason why I don't like to do it on my cannabis, is because it does soak in. And it's fine if you're doing it on some vegetation that you're not going to smoke at all. You know what I mean? Like, you know, this plant's small. And the part you're going to be smoking is like way out here in the air that's not even there yet. You know what I mean? You can do that. But
I even saw Princess talking today about using neem oil, and she's she's growing tomatoes and stuff. And I even sent her a message on the side. I was like, hey, it's up to you, but I wouldn't use it after they start flowering, like even my veggies, because I've used it on tomatoes before, and I swear I could still taste that shit after washing it several times with soap and water.
I wouldn't do it on. What I would do is I would use marigolds right next to it, and then I would spray my marigolds because a lot of your pests and stuff like that goes to those, and then the marigolds kind of attract spider mites also. So you can use them as a catch crop. They do attract beneficial bugs and stuff like that, and then they repel nematodes and something else in the dirt. Larva, like gnat larva, maybe. I don't know. I think I'm wrong with that, but I know it's nematodes. They repel the roots of especially certain they maybe like French marigolds, I think it was, or German marigolds, something like that. One of them from
I think you're right about the French one though.
French
yeah, I think it's the French
really,
one. Yeah,
the potent ones, nice and potent. So I'm like, I like companion planting, especially and indoors too. I have a rosemary plant indoors. I'm about ready to put lavender and stuff like that. Although last year outside, I did have white flies all over my rosemary plant. So it's not like they repel everything. There was, it was all over it. I'm like, I thought you was supposed to not like this. What are you doing?
Well, that's just it. Some plants attract some things, and some, attract others.
So that one might be an attraction for those.
Right, because you might read about a plant being able to, get rid of something, but you didn't read far enough down that list, and it also attracts something that you don't want in your garden. So make sure you're picking those right beneficial plants for the type of plant you're growing, because it may not like that plant that you're growing, but it may like another one. So make sure you're, pairing them well with each other.
Just like when you ask Google, hey, what repels, cannabis pests, whatever, like it's gonna tell you what it repels, but it's not gonna tell you what it attracts because you didn't ask it that question. Mm-hmm. So every time you ask a question,
I trust Google anymore. I've been hearing some.
Yeah, I know, right?
From Google.
Well, it's the same thing with AI. You really got to frame your
and
questions
you know what?
properly.
I started asking people I know, and the people I trust over that. Like, I'll ask it a question, but if it don't sound right, I'm gonna do some more research, because people are getting too reliable on being able to ask Google something and just taking it on face value.
On face value,
and what source did Google go by? Because I found out that Google is only going to be going by one source, and that's its own. So whatever Google says is going to be, So just watch that stuff, guys.
All their AI models, they link what they're actually looking at. So you can go in and see how they're actually developing their fucking opinion, which they're not. They literally just scour the internet for the subject you're talking about, and all they do is regurgitate the most common thing regurgitated. Exactly. That's all they do. They don't actually think for themselves or anything. So they can be misleaded, because if somebody's out there spinning out all this fucking bro science about cannabis plants out there, that's all it fucking knows then, is these people talking about on fucking Reddits and fucking these cannabis forums. Like,
I've never been on Reddit.
So it will fucking it doesn't because it doesn't know, because it doesn't actually have any scientific studies to go off of, like, well, at least that it has access to. So but they're fucking like AI is very dumb. Like, it is really powerful, but it is very stupid. Like Taz said, like, you have to be very narrow with your question, and then even after you get your answer, you have to double check.
Ask more questions.
Yes.
Because I've literally had it give me the wrong answer, and I'm just like, that doesn't seem right. You told me this previously, and then it was just like, oh yes, you were correct. And I'm just like, okay. And I was like, how did you come up to that sum though, if you already knew that it was incorrect? It's just like, and then you have to go, and then you go back and you look into its computing the second time, because the question was asked in a different way. It went on a whole different tangent on how it discovered its answer. So you have to be you just have to be have a very controlled environment, and you have to double check and recheck and
it does tell you that too. But it does tell you, like, when you do the AI, it will tell you, do not take this at pretty much at face value. Like, you still want to double check with say farmers or somebody else. It does say that at the bottom, and when you're checking something, it's like, the AI could sometimes be wrong, which is pretty much 90% wrong. You know what I mean?
I use Grok.
I just don't trust it, man, because it was created by humans to begin with. We're fallible, and they're making it sound like AI is just like this godly thing that is just so much more advanced than us. Now, it's going to get to that point, I guarantee, real quick, and we're going to be sorry when it does. But
the AI models that. Yeah, like the AI models that the corporations, the private companies are working on are a million times more different than what we are dealing with on the internet here. The little models that we get to play with, they're not alike.
Those are the whole,
you know, like they
are
like
BB guns compared to 50 calibers. Like, yeah,
you know, like
exactly.
you know, like they're like.
Well, what do you feel about AI
after like
growing
consciousness with their machines? You know, like they want machines to be conscious. Like you know that like
yeah. I guess
the things
AI,
that we're going to have
AI
zero consciousness, and like you can easily tell. Like, but
yeah,
man, that's all.
We're going to call
like
AI
some growers that I know, like people that I know that grow the plant. That's who I'm going to ask questions to, not some computer that's never grown a plant. And you know,
well, that's why I created
that plant's bad to begin with by the people that created it. You know,
no. We can air it out. This is not AI.
Mm.
Look,
Yeah,
we can put our hands over our face. It's not AI.
This is what I love about the community. This is what I love about the community too. Like we all have different styles of growing, but at the end of the day, we're all doing the same thing at the same time. If it makes any sense, you know what I mean? We all get to the same result, which is harvest. You know what I mean? That's our major goal is to harvest our plant because we can take 4 months, 3 months, 8 months. You know what I mean? Like how long it takes to grow that plant. And you could screw it all. You could screw it all up in 14 days. You know what I mean? You could screw it all up in 5 days. Like that's all it takes is 1 second for you to take your foot off that gas pedal or the brake. Yeah. And once you do that, I mean, I left and I came home. My plant looked beautiful, nice and colorful. 5 days later, I come home, fucking thing, all the leaves are gone. And I naturally would take my leaves off naturally a week before I'm gonna harvest anyway. But I still wanted, you know what I mean? I still wanted to see my beautiful pinks and purples. That was all gone.
Happening in a stressful manner is like, oh man.
Yeah, and my dad kind of messed up, and I can't blame him, man. He's old. He's an older guy. You know what I mean? Like, and I knew going in. I just thought I gave him simple directions. 4 p.m. Open up tent window. 4 a.m. Shut the window. He screwed up the time and he left it on during the day. So I checked at 7, 8 o'clock at night when I was at the DGC. I was like, hey, bro. I was like, yeah, like my shit's at 69 degrees, blah, blah, blah. And obviously, like, I go show the guys 86 degrees. I'm like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? And I'm 2 hours ahead. I mean, I'm 2 hours behind in Colorado. He's usually sleeping by 7, 8 o'clock. So I'm like, I had a call. I'm like, I cannot have this shit happen. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Excuse my French. You know, what the fuck are you doing, man? Like,
wow.
What do you mean? He's like, I'm like, it's been 7 hours. He's like, no, it looks good. It looks good. I could smell everything. I'm like, that's the problem. You are smelling everything. It's burning. Everything's fucking burning. But it's my fault because I could have harvested before I went to the DGC Cup. But everyone knows I love that couch lock, so I wanted that extra 5 days to get my 10 or 20% amber. I had the perfect cloudy with a little bit of. I'm like, you know what? Nah, I want some amber in this. Yeah. So if I would have just pulled at that right there and then, I would have done it.
Lesson learned.
I just harvested a plant. Yeah, exactly.
Patience.
And that's what I said too. I yelled at him when I got home.
Man. You know, I got a friend that grows, and dude, he keeps pulling these plants so early. Like the last harvest, I said, dude, show me a picture of what you're trimming on. All the hairs were still white. I'm like, what?
Oh my god.
Doing? He said, I let it go for 12 weeks. I said, then it's probably a 16-week strain because there ain't no way that's done. Every time he gives it to me, it tastes like hay. And I'm like, dude, what are you? I keep trying to give him tips and stuff. It's one of those people. That just listen, dude. They just won't listen. I'm like, I get it, dude.
Is it low on the lower end of the? Like, is it like really cool? You know what I mean? Like if it's cool, then it might take a little longer. If you have like optimal, you could drive them and they'll kind of go quicker on the. Because I'm pretty sure like, and I don't know this for sure, but I'm pretty sure cannabis doesn't have like I'm a 9-week plant. That one over there, that one's an 8 week. You know what I mean? It's probably like an 8 to 10. You know what I mean? I have this window where I'm good here and there. Right. You know what I mean?
Depending on which pheno you get, if you get,
right, and that kind of leans into the fact that like sativa and indica is only a growth, a visual growth aspect of the plant, not an actual body buzz feeling. You can make a sativa plant couch lock if you grow it long enough and get enough ambers and you know what I mean CBGNs and all the other a
little bit
later in the plant
to a certain point. Yeah,
I don't. Well, maybe not Blue Dream.
You can accent it.
Yeah, maybe not Blue Dream because that's pretty sativa. That's pretty energetic. But I'm talking about like most of the hybrids that we have nowadays.
Oh yeah, for sure the hybrids. Yeah,
you can either get them. You can harvest them early to where they're energetic, or you can harvest them a little later to where they're couch locked. I'm a couch lock guy, and I was harvesting myself way too early for about 1.5 years, and then this one plant. Oh, not this one plant. This Northern Lights number 5. I harvested it day before Skunkman Sam passed away, which was his cultivar, but it harvested in 6 weeks. And I had 80% trichome, amber trichomes. There was so much amber. I was like, I've under harvested everything. This was crazy. It was a lot, and it was super, super good weed. And that's when I learned about curing. I would thought it was a myth. I'm like, that shit's fresh off the plant. That's the best. No. The stuff that was at the end, because I had a lot of it, you know what I mean? So it lasted me like 2 months. The stuff that was at the end was really, really good. But by then, I had already given my plants away, and that guy had killed it, and I couldn't get a clone.
Yeah, it's the truth, man. You dry it from the point that you can smoke it, it's damn good. But if you put it away and burp it for the next couple weeks, dude, I'm telling you, it's gonna be 10 times better. It is.
Yes, Gunny.
No matter how good it tastes fresh, you put a good cure on there and dry it out all the way, and it just, man, it does something. It's like aging wine, man.
Yeah, it tastes like Christmas, like real Christmas tree, not like pine. So it tasted like real, like you were standing in like your Christmas room, you know what I mean, your Christmas morning room with a real Christmas tree back in the 90s when we used to have actual pine trees.
Right. I mean, those are cheaper now to get than the fake ones. You know what I'm saying? And that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Yeah, you got $300 fake trees. You know what I'm saying? Then you can get a real one for $150. I'm like, hell, I take the real one. You know?
Yeah, we can't.
You gotta pay for all that extra flame retardant stuff that's going to end up giving you cancer. As you're hanging ornaments on it and shit. Yeah, that's what you're paying extra for. Come on now.
Yeah,
that's why nothing makes sense anymore.
Fake looking snow. That
won't burn. Is making more sense as I go along, and I don't know if it's just
hey, look, it still smells like pine 10 years later.
Right.
Right. Yeah. Speaking of pine, dude, that plant, I think I might have saved her. Chaotic. I think she might be coming back. She's strong. The force is strong with her. So that thing, dude, smells like straight fucking pine and paint thinner. Like, I'm like, I ain't smelled anything like this since back in the 90s. So I had to do everything I could to save.
It smells like what? Paint thinner?
Like pine and paint thinner.
Pine and paint thinner.
Like if you took one of those car incense things, those pine trees, and dipped it in paint thinner, and that's like what it smells like. It is the most amazing smell. So, yeah.
Oh man,
we're doing everything we can for that one. That's the last one I got left in there. Got a whole 4x8 to herself.
Yeah, she was looking. Yeah, I think I saw it like a week or two ago, and it was looking pretty good still. I mean,
yeah,
I think that's when I saw it. It's like right after you said it was like after you. I can't remember what the fuck you
poisoned it. I gave it tap water. Just tap water.
Oh yeah,
right? That's all I
the Cincinnati tap water. That's what you did. You
poisoned, right? And I mean, I figured out it's just because of all the chemicals and shit. It raised the ppm so high, it probably just locked it out. But I mean, dude, that just shows you how bad that shit is, man. All those chemicals in there raise the ppm that high that it's going to do that to a plant. Man, that shit builds up in you too. And they don't tell nobody about this shit. Like they just go along drinking it. It's wild. So yeah, be careful. Careful what you give your plants.
Yeah, some cities put I can't remember what the fuck it's called, but it's a chloramine. It's not chlorine, it's chloramine, or else.
Claremont County uses it. Where my parents live.
There's another one. There's two of them that I know that it's the chloramine, and then there's another one that's even harsher that some of these places uses, and they are like they're not good for like your plants just in general, like let alone organics. Like
Claremont County uses chlorine and chloramine. So now I know some people take their tap water and they evaporate the chlorine out. Well, chloramine does not evaporate; it stays in the water. So
no, you need I've heard of people putting like I think it's vitamin D tablets into the water, because the vitamin D will bond with the chloramine or some shit. So and then does something.
That's just too much bullshit, though.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just yeah, like I've
yeah, it's wild.
Like every municipality I've dealt with, it's always just been chlorine, so it's never been an issue for me really. Like,
well, it just changed recently because I was using my last grow. I was using tap water, and I was having really bad problems early on, and I didn't know what was going on. I switched over to RO water. I have not had another problem. This whole grow has just been spectacular. And then I give that one plant 1 gallon of tap water. I switched it out because I didn't have any RO water left. It was thirsty. It was 9 o'clock at night. I said, I'm not going up to the store. And then the next day I open it up and it's completely yellow. I'm like, what the fuck? I pH'd it, everything, put in the same amount of nutrients as it's been getting for the past, 6 weeks or so.
And honestly, like that cultivar, it does like, I mean, when it's done, when it finishes off, like it will just like turn yellow. Like it don't, that's what it does. Like it never really gives you like color. It just like, no, I don't know. Probably not. It probably needs another 2 weeks from math.
At least.
From my
math. We're on 10. We're just over 10 weeks right now. So
yeah,
even my outside garden only gets spring water or rainwater. I don't use my regular water. Because of the chloramine and the chlorine and the listerine and what else is it?
And the DuPont
chloride
chemicals and the whatever they're spraying in our air that's raining down into our water. It's a combination of things, but yeah, it's the main.
I also do bud washing. Talk about stuff raining down on your stuff, the pollution that you get.
Coming out really bad.
Oh, there we go. You back?
There we go. I'm back. Yeah, I couldn't hear a damn thing was going on. I was trying to hear everything, and I was like, "Is it my thing?" I was like, "Is my internet giving up or something?"
No, I think there's something wrong with StreamYards tonight.
Yeah, I think it's StreamYards.
It's every night. What do you mean? I know.
I know, right?
StreamYard to work right.
Yeah, but yeah,
you want to start a giveaway, Taz?
Oh no, I don't want to give me away. We'll give some beans away.
I'm not giving you away unless you want to give yourself away.
Well, my wife will have a fit.
Yeah, you might want to charge a little bit for that.
You can give advice away, right?
That is always free. Always,
right?
Anytime.
Always free.
Yeah.
Oh, we need to.
All right, here. Let's get this set up. Put that there. Yeah. Couldn't think.
Yeah, Dr. Dank turned out all right though.
Nice.
Yeah, it smokes nice.
It's how was the smell on that?
Like, dude, a lot of this stuff smells that got crossed. Smells like the burnt rubber of the headband head candy.
Okay.
So yeah, it mixed nicely with pretty much everything. Because who doesn't like some burnt rubber in their weed? I know I do.
Yeah, right. You're right at this garden.
Everything is very tasty.
I can dig it
now. I cannot wait for the practical joke. Haven't tasted that yet. Calves.
I'm about to ask you about that too. That should look beautiful, man.
Oh my god, dude.
Oh god.
I couldn't have asked for a better plant. That's so cool. So yeah, that really got me in my next. When I'm getting ready to move at the end of the month, and so I'm got a lot of space to grow. I'm going to start doing some breeding. I think I'm going to start with the practical joke and kind of work on that since it did turn out so nice. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. So we're going to go ahead and see if I can get some shit and maybe cross it, get some seeds. We'll see what we can do. Do some research. I got a lot of awesome stuff. I need to figure out what I can breed it with. I just got so many seeds right now. We got to figure out what to pop and yeah.
Yes, that's the reason why I can't do that because I got so many. Like I just have to pop them. I don't want them to go to waste. The longest I ever waited was 15 years to pop a seed, and it popped, but it just wasn't strong. And that's what I try to use to breed. It just wasn't that stable for me. You know what I mean? I'd always get one female, 2 males, and a herm. You know what I mean? Like almost every time I would do like that kind of lineup, and the female would taste amazing, but that was like a rare thing. And I'm like, I can't clone for the damn shit of me. I mean, everyone's, oh, it's so easy. Do it like this. I'm like, I am doing it like this. It just, why isn't it not working for me? And it works for everybody else. My environment's dialed in. The water temperature's great. You know what I'm saying? The soil, all that. I'm like, what am I doing wrong? So I'm going to try the plug thing this year. I never tried the plugs. I usually just straight sowed it, or I try to do the aeroponic cloner, which everyone says, oh, it's the easiest thing to do.
I
Not for
found
me,
the
man.
easiest way to clone is the easiest way to clone, dude. You don't need all these get-ups and these clone machines and shit, dude. Just stick it in a fucking thing of clean water and change the water out about every day.
So I just turned that.
I mean, or you take it, dip it in some raw honey and stick that shit in your medium, in your soil, in your cocoa, whatever, dude. And a week later, you're gonna have roots. 9 out of 10 times. Like cloning still is a delicate process. Make sure your shit is sterile. Make sure you're cloning off a healthy plant. That's the main important.
Oh man,
the main thing is a healthy plant. If it's not healthy, don't take a clone because that's
gonna be the same process over.
Right. So take it from a healthy part of the plant. I don't know. I hear that the bottom branches are better to do than the top, but the top are more resilient. In the end.
Yeah, it takes longer. Yeah,
who told me that? So
you get more vigorous growth out of top cuts, but you get more.
But it's easier.
You get more rooting percentage out of bottom cuts because they have more rooting hormones in the bottom of the plant. Allegedly, this is all allegedly, which I believe is true because there is more.
It makes sense.
Hormones towards the atypical meric for growth, not for rooting. Like they don't give a shit about rooting. They are trying to outreach for the sun, While the lower plants, they might have more rooting left in them because if you put dirt up around that shit, like your stalk will start growing roots. Like it doesn't need a node there to grow a root. Like if it's moist and it thinks it needs more roots, like it will just start growing roots out of its stalk. So I mean, as long as it's not exposed to sun. So
yeah, just like the no joke I had, man. That was a phenomenal cultivar, man. I had like a berry. I took that with me, and that was a hit at the GGC. Like, why didn't you enter this? I'm like, I didn't have confidence in myself. I thought everybody else was more supreme than me because I haven't even done this a year inside. And like I said, I tried it all. I was like, and I actually humbly thought I think I could have competed. I probably might not have won, but I think I could have reached top 10. I think, you know what I mean? Because a lot of my stuff was way better, and people are like, man, your stuff is way better than the stuff I was trying earlier at the table and everything. I'm like, well, how come you didn't enter? I'm like, I don't know. I just didn't have enough confidence, man. Like, I've only been doing it a year. I
have no interest in entering any stuff, and because I saw a post the other day, it said, I'm too busy smoking my homegrown to know if yours is greener. Like if I'm satisfied with my shit, I think
true.
I don't need anybody else to tell me it's the best.
Right.
But it's I guess it's pretty cool. If I ever did, I guess that'd be pretty neat. I don't know. I mean,
for me personally, I've never really been
growing shit like for myself and my friends that tell me it's the best shit they've ever smoked and it's amazing.
Yeah.
Like my friends' opinions matter more to me than some stranger at a cannabis cup, because hey, what if the strain that I think is the best isn't what they care for? Like there's certain strains I don't care for more than others. So it's really in personal opinion. Grow what you love, and if you love it,
true.
Who cares what anybody thinks about it?
And it's all about your palate too, because like you said, you like that burnt. I hate that burnt rubber. I cannot stand that taste. Like this reminds me of that cheap cologne. That cheap cologne you used to wear back in the day. You know what I mean? Like you were like, man, I smell like leather. You know what I'm saying? Right?
Everybody's different, and for somebody to judge like somebody else, like it just, I don't know if I could even do that.
Yeah.
It'd be hard.
I can relate to you getting picked on as a kid because I was underrated. So my grandmother said she wasn't going to buy me a PlayStation because I was too old to buy like the station out in the yard for me to play in. I'm too old for this little kiddie station. She's like, I'm not buying that. So I that and on top of that, you know what I mean, just wasn't like when the first time I got Nike shoes, I got picked on because I finally could get some Nike shoes. Like, oh, they have those at the Goodwill and blah blah blah. So I got into a lot of fights at school too. That's one. Like, I've smoked for a long time, but what really completely grounded me, one, my marriage and my kids, but three, growing cannabis, the act of growing it. Not just smoking it. I could smoke all day, go do whatever. But actually growing it is what really grounded me to the earth and got me to. I really started researching what I should put in my body and what I shouldn't, because I realized that the same microbiome and organisms that's inside your gut, how your gut works and how it uptakes nutrients, it's the same way that the rhizosphere happens in the root zone for all your plants and stuff like that. It's the same mechanism, same way. And I thought that was pretty interesting. Once I found that out, I'm like, well, I'm researching this plant, spending all this time trying to figure out how to make this thing healthy. At the same time, I'm 42 years old, not so healthy. So I need to get my life on track. So growing cannabis makes me think about myself and get healthy. Yeah. Right. Now I put black pepper and ginger root and turmeric in my tea.
Yeah, just like if I don't feel right for some reason, I wake up, I'm like, yo, I had 8 hours sleep. I did this. I didn't really. Why am I so tired? I'm like, then you start thinking, well, maybe I don't have enough magnesium, and like maybe I don't have enough potassium in my body. So I always,
you need all.
You know, so I always make all these jokes, like, because my mom always hates it when I'm like, I have to get the nutrients. I'm like, I get the nutrients. Like, it's always about the nutrients. I'm like, you have to get your nutrients. You know what I'm saying? I was like, everybody needs nutrients. You know, I was like, if you don't get our nutrients. No kids. No.
I figured that when you said I got 8 hours of sleep, I was like, this motherfucker got 8 hours of sleep. I was just like,
I mean, that's very rare. That might happen maybe once every 4 months. But I average about 4 hours. I average about 4 hours of sleep every day because my mind's always racing. I'm always thinking about, like, especially my plant. I'm always like thinking, like, I'm sleeping. I'm like, yo, hope the humidity's nothing. Like I hope I watered it right. I hope I did this. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I'm constantly.
So 8 hours of sleep is just when you crash out. Then.
It's like, pretty much. Like I'm so tired. I'm so mentally tired. I'm so mentally tired. I'm like, all right, man. Like my brain has to shut down for 8 hours. You know. Well, obviously sick, which you know what I mean. Like I get sick at least one time a year, but it was a good.
Like I used to not take any type of medication at all. Now I take actual like herbal medication, like not medication, but like honey
natural
and
medication.
I love honey, man.
Cayenne pepper and garlic and stuff like that. That's what I got, like a mixture of all that stuff fermented together. I just take a big old spoonful of it.
Oh God! Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, with the onions and everything, hot honey,
that's
garlic, whole garlic, garlic.
I like all those things. I just don't know if I'd be able to do that one though.
Yeah, I don't get sick. If I start to feel something, it kicks it right out. It's done.
Do you imagine the antioxidants and shit and the anti-inflammatories that's in that cocktail? Holy shit, that would knock any bug out of you.
Another thing that I do that a lot of people don't really do a lot.
In there and
I put cinnamon on my soil surface. And that way, it's antibacterial, antifungal.
And ants don't like that shit either.
And then when I water that in, it helps fight against root rot and other pathogens like that.
What is it?
And then peroxide, hydrogen peroxide in your water every now and again will help get it.
Oh yeah, I do that once a month too.
All the time.
Yeah. And when my plant's small, like when my plant's a little small, like if it's not more than 2 or 3, like 2 feet tall, I usually take a 5-gallon bucket once a month, and I just flip it over and I just dunk the whole entire plant in hydrogen peroxide. You know what I mean, like a water mix, and just in case there's anything I missed from the previous thing, because obviously we had microbes. You know what I mean, as far as living soil guys. You know what I mean, even cocoa guys too, but us particularly, we need those in order for our soil to you know what I mean, to actually work. Because you know, back in the day, I used to think, I have to feed the plant. And then someone's like, nah, you got to feed the soil. I'm like, what do you mean you got to feed the soil? I mean, so the stuff's already there. What do you mean? And then, you know what I'm saying? Like, just watching a lot of these guys like, you know, Brandon Russ and these other guys, just like dropping knowledge and science. And even some of you guys listen to what you guys say. I'm like, man, it actually makes, why is it so easy that I'm making it so hard? You know what I mean? That's why I like the KISS thing. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
it's like
well,
I really do gotta keep it
is,
simple.
man. It's
You know?
important.
Well, I think a
Especially at
lot
the
of people get
beginning.
into their head where they think they have to do too much.
yeah.
Yep.
A lot of
They
people
see all
start
this
off
shit that
doing
everybody's
organic,
doing. Right.
doing salts and stuff like that. Like you start off doing Fox Farm, and then you figure out which way you want to go.
Yeah.
But when you go to the organic
I did.
side, you're still trying to feed the plant. Or you're thinking you're feeding the plant. You're like trying, but you're feeding that soil at that point. And then
and then on my side where I'm on cocoa, I'm actually feeding the plant because
that's
anything
more.
I'm putting
Yeah.
into
Yeah.
the water, it's going directly into the plant. I fix
Yep.
things easy, but things can happen bad easy too.
Yeah, they can happen
As you
fast,
saw,
but you can fix
24
it
hours.
fast. Yeah.
24 hours, the whole plant was green, and then it turned yellow. So, but
Yeah.
I'm also bringing it back. I started fixing. I just noticed when I went in right before the show that I got some green back in that yellow. So, I did
Yeah.
catch it in time, and that's another good thing about it is that you can catch stuff in time and fix it quickly.
Yep.
Yes.
Shit, that's what I love about fucking DWC is like you can literally fix that shit instantly. Like
Instantly.
Yeah.
I just had like a seedling that started like yellowing out, and
Like a no,
it shouldn't
super
have
green
because it
and
was definitely
like
fed
just
enough
the
because
next day.
the clone, I had clones running with the seedling. I was just like, the clones are fucking burnt, and this seedling is yellowing. I'm just like, what the fuck's going on here? Like, so I literally just, I didn't even empty the res. I literally just put more nitrogen in there, like just straight, Calnic, and next day it wasn't green, but I mean it was slowly turning back to normal color, like
not so
it
yellow.
was,
I've heard
right
people
it
say
was
that.
all right out of the
I've
new
heard
growth.
people say once it's yellow, it doesn't go back green. Bullshit.
No,
Bullshit.
if
whole
it's
yellow
on,
plants go
I've
green.
seen
if
it
it's
go
still
back.
on
Now, if it's
developing
burnt,
growth, like
now,
if
if
it's
it's burnt,
old
it
growth
won't
on the
come
bottom
back.
of the plant that's months old, like that's never turning back green.
No.
But when it's
Yeah,
on
right,
developing growth, like right at, like this is a seedling, it's like 6 notes high,
Right.
like no, that will definitely turn back to green. Like
I just had a plant. Well, actually, so I planted 5. 2 of them didn't make it. I put 3 outside. One of them was a male. Well, before that, one of them was looking super, super sick. And I'm like, man, I only got 2 20-gallon pots. I'm only going to save these 2. I'm going to kill that one off. And the wife's like, well, it's only like $25 for another pot. And we already got the dirt. Why don't you just, figure out what you could do to save that one? So I went and bought some fish shit because I don't know if it was DankNugz show or Mr. Ganiks and Cbunny show. One of them, I got advice
I remember
to
when,
get some fish shit, right? Well, that saved my plant. Maybe that's
Love
the
that
only
stuff.
female that I got out of the 5, and I was gonna kill it off, but that whole plant, it was lime green. It was really almost yellow.
Yeah.
It has some areas, some leaves have brown spots on them, but once I started hitting it with that fish shit, it all turned green again except for those brown spots. Those brown spots stayed brown.
They're
That was
super
dead. It was
resilient,
burnt.
man.
Those leaves
You can
was
bring them back
beyond render.
no matter
But yeah, the whole
what,
plant
usually.
came right back, and it all looks beautiful now.
Yeah, just like when I was in flower, this previous harvest, I was like, how am I getting all this yellow? Like I'm doing good with the nitrogen. I top dressed, but I guess the stuff that I was using really wasn't heavy in nitrogen. You know what I mean? Like it only had 2% in it, and I was pretty much just riding the wave with the nitrogen. I didn't want to give it super. Like I don't want to get the dark green leaves. You know what I mean? Like I don't mind if it's like a little lime green. That's what I'm kind of trying to go for a little bit. But yeah, same thing with me too. Like even the flowering leaves after the week 3, it took about 2 weeks to come back, but I started seeing more green as I was taking yellows off. And I was like, well, I don't want to take these yellows off because every time I took a yellow off, I felt like the next leaf was turning yellow.
Yeah.
So I'm like, then someone's like, well,
Gotta
maybe
let
you
it
should
ride
do
it out.
this. Yeah.
And that's exactly what will happen too. I tell people, I know it's ugly, but leave that leaf on because it's keeping it from moving up. If you take that leaf up, it's just going to move to the next leaf and so on.
Exactly.
So leave that damaged leaf to take the brunt of that. And who gives a fuck what people think or say about what it looks like, dude? Because, I mean, you're bringing it back. It ain't no big deal. You can pluck that off once you bring it back. It ain't no big deal. But let it do its job, man. That leaf is absorbing that. It's giving up
plant's
its
absorbing
life
that nutrients out
for
of
the
it.
rest of it, right? For the rest of the plant. So
at least the mobile nutrients. There's some that's immobile that won't transfer up.
Yeah.
But once you get it right, then you should definitely take all the leaves off. The only con to that would be bugs, pests, and stuff like that are attracted to yellow. That's why our sticky traps are yellow and stuff like that. But if it's a sick plant, you're trying to get it back to health, you should be having some IPM into it because a weak plant already attracts.
Right.
Yes. Yep.
In my opinion, like if you have the problem fixed and you're addressing it, then like you can go ahead and take the fucking leaves off because in my opinion, like if it's already yellow, it's not photosynthesizing, and if it's not photosynthesizing, it's actually just taking energy out of the plant because it still has to perspire through. It's still doing perspiration. That takes up energy, and if it's not creating the energy, that leaf isn't creating energy. It's just taking more energy away from the plant. Like you might as well just fucking get rid of it. But
I think there was about 20% of the leaves that I got rid of
take it off
on the big plant. That like the whole thing was going lime green, the yellow, and there was about 20% of it. Once it came back, there was about 20% of it that I had to go. I de-leafed and took.
If the underside looks functional still, I'll leave it like Dank says. If it's all limp and noodly or crispy dry, then that's another thing.
I take it. But once I get the problem fixed, and it's not doing its job and it doesn't need to be there, then there ain't nothing wrong with taking it off at that point. Right. But especially if they turn any brown spots or anything like that, it's done for. Any necrosis, that leaf is dead. There's no coming back.
Oh yeah.
If it
and that's when I usually will take it off too.
Or yellow, then you might be able to get some of those leaves to come back. But it's dead if it's brown. I just had to take a whole bunch of shriveled up brown, all the fan leaves, the big fan leaves on that whole plant shriveled up and died, turned brown. So last night I was going around the whole plant, taking these crispy leaves. It was just dropping all over my tent. I just got done vacuuming it out. Shit, it was a mess. But
I haven't vacuumed
like I said,
I should
problem
vacuum.
looks to be resolved, so we're good. It's all right.
Nice.
Yeah, I just scrogged out my outside skunk. So this is my third year growing outside. The first 2 years I failed. The first year I had 5 plants outside, and I tried to scrog them out in this area, but I couldn't get to them and stuff like that. So I'm not sure. I'm pretty positive they didn't herm because I've checked. Like the harvest, when I was harvesting, I checked. You know what I mean? Looked for them. I even did a bud wash because I noticed there was some seeds in it. So I'm, now I'm investigating. So I didn't see any nanners, but there always could have been hidden ones. But earlier in the year, I had my autoflowers that got seeded. So I think there was somebody around here that was growing a male. Or at least that's what I'm hoping. So I saved some of those seeds. So now that's what that plant in my 4x4 tent is from the outside grow of the skunk. The reason why I saved it is because there has to be something in there. The genetics are lost inside the seed somewhere, maybe, of the skunk, the really funky, skunky, not the roadkill, but the real skunk smell of the skunk number one. And that's what I planted out there my first year. So hopefully I get some skunky shit. And I'm already cloning it. I took the whole plant and I scrogged it down probably about 1/3 the way down. And then the top, it was probably, I don't know, a good 12 inches tall, and I cut it down all the way down to there. So the rest of the plant is just splayed out. So now they'll all grow up. I topped it. So now all them lowers will, feel like they're tops and want to come up. Instead of breaking it and bending it down like I usually do, I just went ahead and chopped it off. Forget it.
Yeah, so I don't really scrog. I really don't scrog outside at all. I usually use the bud trainers. Yeah, I do a lot of training, of course. Like I'm always bending the. Like I told you guys before, I always start at the tip first, and I work my way to the to the branch itself. So I go from the top to the bottom instead of bottom to the top. So I don't just bend it straight down. I work a little bit at a time. So I'm gonna keep it on a week, and then it starts bending up and it starts moving, and then I'll take it from that point, and then I'll just go a little bit further down the thing, and then I push it even more further instead of me trying to just do it all at one time in the beginning. And it delays it a little bit too. So you know what I'm saying? Because I'm the same way. I don't think I could ever get in my greenhouse if I put a scrog net there. Like I would have to do the army crawl. You know what I mean? Like. And I couldn't really see what I need to see because I'm afraid that I was gonna do it. Plus, I don't have enough space to. I mean, you can easily take 5 plants in a 10x20 and fill that thing up fast. So I'm doing 12 plants this year. So what I'm doing is I set my plan up yesterday. Okay, these things are leaning this way. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna concentrate since I got from here to the wall. I got 3 feet, 4 feet. I want to make sure it goes 4 feet that way and maybe 2 feet the other way or something, where, because I have every 2 feet, I have distance between all my plants, so they have room where I can walk right up the middle. I can look to the left, look to the right, and I can see my plants. And now I know if eventually another month or something like that, it's probably not going to happen. It's probably going to be full, and I'm going to have to duck and hide and slide and do all that other good stuff. But yeah, I just use the trainers. I just use the bud trainers all the time.
Bad. So now my outside grow, I don't strog at all. What I'm gonna do is I got 20-gallon pots, so I'm gonna not nail, but pound staked or post. I think I'm gonna get 3 of them, and then just around the 20-gallon pot themselves. And then they're gonna be probably, I don't know, 6-7 foot tall. And then I'm gonna tie, as the plant grows up, I'm gonna tie it to those. And then I got a 10 by 10 by 10 fence all the way around them. Nice. So I'll be able to kind of tie to the fencing and stuff like that also. But
that's what I do to the greenhouse.
Yeah, so I got none of that right now. And we had 50-mile-an-hour winds tonight. So you should have seen me and the wife out there picking up these 20-gallon pots with these like 3-4 foot tall plants in there, running around the side of the house where there's no wind.
The rain was coming down sideways. It reminded me of like Forrest Gump when it comes.
The wife. Now my wife's a camp. She don't smoke. She don't do anything. She's out there. She's like, honey, do you think we should get those? I'm like, yeah, I think we should get those. She's like, let's go. She's out there, rain hitting her, grabbing these plants.
Shit, the fucking Midwest is, you guys, I mean, the Midwest has been getting a lot of tornadoes lately, man. You know what I'm saying? Like,
hey, I feel like this year I ain't doing it outside because we got the super El Nino hitting. There's going to be droughts and floods and all kinds of crazy shit. Yep. And the last 2 years, dude, I battled the elements, man. And then after last year, when that storm came and knocked my plants down like a week or 2 before they were done, I was like, fuck this, dude. I ain't doing it next year. And I'm glad I haven't, because this weather has been absolutely nuts. And everybody's like, dude, my plants are so, what can I do? I was like, dude, I told you not to grow outside to begin with. Like, it's going to be a rough year. You're going to have to pay attention to that shit. If you can't be there every day or every other day, then don't bother, because you're not going to get anything. It's just a waste of your time. You have to be hitting them with the IPM and everything. It's
every day.
Man, we get like 100% humidity every night. And then during the day, it's even like 85, 90% humidity some days. And then now it's going back down, and it's only going up to 72 degrees tomorrow. Like, what the fuck?
Right.
It was just 80 degrees, and it was 90, the day before last? Like, it's good.
Yeah.
It's going to be a crazy year.
I don't have
that's what got me
good shit. Because I'm one believer in the only reason why the plant is going to express anything is through adversity and stress. If not, then it's just kind of going to smell bland, and it's not going to. There's no reason for the plant to express like that. So we're going to have some fire.
Yeah, outdoor.
If it gets that far,
plants have a different kind of. I don't even know what. Like it.
Stress
responses. Just does something to them, and they taste completely different. And a lot of people are like, I don't like outdoor. Well, dude, last year I was giving people my outdoor, and they're like, man, this is some good shit. I said, that's my outdoor shit, not my indoor. Like, and they're like, no, I'm like, yeah, dude. So you don't tell me that shit.
Yeah, same thing.
Yeah,
I'm a sun grown.
I love what it does.
Even though I failed every year that I've ever grown outdoors, which is 2 years in a row, I love growing outdoors. I want to succeed in it. I will. I'll find out how to.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what I mean? I'll coexist with nature and not try to conquer it. And if that just makes it, if I just keep failing it as well. I got an inside grow going still. I do that year round. But it would be really nice to get a nice, huge Mendocino County type of plant. You know what I mean? Something I got to get
it does feel good to get
peach ladder.
Like, I love getting those
tree ladder
tall plants. But next
see, that's the thing about grow.
I'm gonna have a greenhouse like you, Holy Toledo. That's the only way
about to say that
is where I have a greenhouse where I have somewhat of a controlled environment. I ain't worried about the bugs. I can take care of those. It's like the wind. And the rain and the humidity and shit. So that's definitely the way to go. If you want to do it outdoors, I recommend having a small greenhouse, even something to shelter them, even the slightest little bit.
All right, y'all ready for this? Y'all ready for this giveaway? You want to run it right now?
Yeah, you can run it.
We got 16 in the chat. Make sure to hit good times in the chat. Make sure you're entered. Capital G, capital T.
What are they winning?
2 packs of feminized beans.
Beans?
I'm not sure yet.
Nice.
YouTube is not affiliated
Oh,
with the
anything from
giveaway.
Chaos
This is a
would be
personal
nice, man.
giveaway.
I'll tell you what.
Must be 18 or older.
I
Must be
freaked
here at
out when
the
this
time of
plant
drawing.
did this. I was like, no, not this plant. This is the one I wanted the most. Like, this was my 100% sativa I grow one every time. And this was one of my most important plants to me. And when I did this,
grasshoppers.
I freaked out. Damn.
Yes.
Yeah.
I got these little bitty green grasshoppers. They're everywhere.
I hate those little what are those things? The little leaf
fucking
jumpers,
locust.
Gyros.
the little
Cheers,
hoppers, the leaf hoppers. Those
Leaf
little
hoppers?
shits.
Leaf hoppers.
Yeah, always sucking on your leaves and shit. Or the slugs. Yeah, man, you got battle everything.
Oh, I hate them damn slugs. I hate them damn slugs.
Man, I got
Ain't them damn roly-poly. Ain't them damn roly-polies, man. They're all over my damn.
Yeah.
They're
Did you
all
know
over
that
my
lightning
greenhouse.
Lightning bug larva eats slugs. I didn't
Really?
know that till the other day. Lightning bug larva eats
lightning
slugs.
bugs are good.
Lightning
They don't
bugs,
hurt
lightning bug
anything.
larva, they eat
Because
slugs.
lightning bugs don't eat anything. They pretty much exist, mate, and die. So
Yeah,
I
they
looked
mainly
it up. I said,
exist as larvae in your soil,
I didn't know
eating
they
the
ate.
slugs. So if you have a lot of those, then you should have less slugs.
That's why I've always joked that, like,
Wasps. I think
only
wasps eat 'em,
unemployed
too.
people can grow outside because, like, literally, like, you have to, like, spend your entire fucking day to your fucking plants outside, like, because
Well, people always bust my balls. Like, this is your 8th time going out today. I'm like, yeah, every 2 hours you got to go outside because it takes 1 hour of. Because greenhouse, you still can't control the heat. I mean, you can get the shade cloth. You might be able to bring it down 10 degrees. But if it's 98 degrees, it's still going to be 93, 94 in that green, even with an exhaust. You know, I have an exhaust fan. I have a nice, powerful greenhouse fan. I'm like, oh, I'm going to control my things to the 70s, and this is going to be great. No. Like, you know what I mean? No, maybe 70 degrees.
It's still going to be 90 out there. Like,
oh, yeah.
Any cooler than, like, the
exactly.
temperature. Like, you're not taking
drawing in hot air.
Out, like,
you know,
like,
hell yeah.
Like, you can add air movement and stuff, but.
I won.
And.
Don't you?
Oh, John Lindsay!
Congratulations!
You deserve it, brother. You deserve it, brother.
Yeah, especially for being timed out and banned and
I
beat
first
him up.
I tried to pin his comment, and I timed him out. I'm like,
oh Jesus!
So I'm glad you won. Awesome. Sweet. All right, cool. So,
I had to contact somebody after GCN one time and apologize to him. I'm like, dude, I accidentally banned you for the show. I said, my bad. I'm an idiot. I didn't read the whole comment before I hit ban. Like, yeah, it was one of our friends.
There you go, John.
I already have John's info. He won a couple weeks ago, I think.
Okay, cool. There you go.
Yeah, I definitely have his info.
Awesome stuff.
Congratulations, John.
I really appreciate the giveaway, Chaotic. It's super awesome.
Oh yeah, man.
You can start another one too.
The plants that I have indoor right now that are looking really, really good. They're in week 2.5, I think, of flower. Or no, this is start of week 3. That's what it is, of flower. And they are probably about 6 or 8 inches above the canopy. Remember how it was like a week into flower and I had to like lean them over? They've done through a good 6-8 inches in a week. Like
nice. Didn't you end up having a male in one of them?
Yeah, male. Male was in part of it. So I had to fill in that area. So it was probably a good 12 inches tall, and I just laid it all.
Is that when you had that whole thing?
It looked like a comb over.
It did. It was all perfectly flat underneath that net, though, so it was all level. Like,
yep. So now it's all pretty good. It's looking awesome, and it never stopped growing. And everything I threw at that, it's called diamond hands. All right, I still got some beans right here.
It's upside down.
Oh yeah. Oh, whatever, it's gonna be backwards too. No, that's midnight punch.
It's right.
No, it's diamond hand. Yeah,
No,
pineapple punch and midnight wave.
Ooh.
You know what's messed up? I can actually read things backwards.
And upside
So
down.
yeah, so I just seen. I was like,
The camera's mirrored.
Yep.
It's just comes up normal.
Yeah.
Hey, so in your guys' experience, are sativas more picky feeders?
Yeah, they definitely like burn a lot easier than most plant. Like if it's like a pure sativa, like a more pure sativa, like they definitely burn a lot. Like they're very light feeders, like, and they're light feeders and they like a lot of nitrogen is like what I found, and they take more nitrogen even in flower than like your normal fucking plants do, like, which is sucks because I really hate giving my plants a lot of nitrogen in flower, but like
flower, right.
So like, you know, I have like they just get but like mainly like I don't grow them because they just get like I don't like single batch nutrients just for one plant. Like if it gets a little bit burned, like oh well, like that's your problem, plant. Deal with it. Like, you know, I don't feed my plants all individually, so like
exactly.
Yeah, like, but they
definitely
they always call for more nitrogen,
sativas,
like.
They
always call for more nitrogen, but they are not heavy feeders usually at all. Like they like above like 800 ppm, and you're gonna be burning them. Like, and I mean even flower. Like
right.
like.
Okay, I just wanted to confirm that because I never really paid attention to that until I started growing a couple years ago, and I just paying more attention to it and growing these different strains. You never really notice that stuff.
And this isn't science either. This is my observance from growing these fucking plants.
Exactly, and that's what I've observed. That's why I asked that question.
So you're saying sativa's a lighter and indica's a more heavy feeder?
I don't care. Definitely.
Usually, like they like.
I heard autoflowers are super heavy feeders too.
Like the only difference I've ever noticed,
I notice it myself,
are like more racy like sativa strains, like. The ones that are more pure sativa strains, like those are the only ones I've ever noticed like any like real feeding difference in. Even down to autoflowers, like the pure sativas are the only ones I've ever really noticed that like they're a lot more finicky and they have a dip. They want more nitrogen. That's all I know is they call for a fuck ton more load of nitrogen because like half the times like. If I'm running the sativa and I got, most of my shit's hybrid or indica, so like if I got that shit going, like they're all, forest green fan leaves and the sativas will be like almost yellowing out, they got the real super, super lime green just about to be yellow. It's like they're calling for it, but they're not going to get, like, they usually don't get it. Like, but when I have like multiples going, like I will do different, but like usually I don't have a lot of sativa going at all ever. I rarely grow sativas. So. And
you got to think too, when you're growing sativa, it's normally a 4 to 8 weeks longer than a normal indica. So in its DNA, it naturally has that, hey, I can only eat so much because I have a long way to go. That's why nitrogen's crucial. The first 8 weeks,
you got sativa differently and adjust the light in your schedules accordingly because it goes longer.
Yep. So instead of hooking mine up to the autopods with the rest of them, I'm still going to grow 100% sativa every grow, but I'm going to have to hand water that one because you have to.
If you want to grow it properly, I would make because it's definitely going to call for more. It's going to call for a different feeding regimen, and it's going to be more nitrogen.
Okay, cool. See, guys, that's how you learn. You ask questions. People already done it, and. Yep. Like I said, I didn't know if it was true or not, but from my experience, what I've been seeing, absolutely.
And it's pretty much.
How we
I believe this is why Toledo is saying, it's like these plants, they go a lot longer than all these hybrids. They're all done in 8 to 9 weeks. Like these plants were used to be not 12 weeks, like minimum, sometimes 16. Like there's fucking ones from Southeast Asia that go for like 20 weeks,
19 fucking weeks. Yeah.
So I mean,
Durban poison for me, man. Like I got the original Durban poison, man. I think took like 17 weeks.
Yeah.
And I wanted to push it more, and I'm like, bro, I can't push it anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to start that, you got to start that in January.
But yeah, these plants they know like they got this long growing season, so like they feed differently. Like I believe that's why they feed different because, like Toledo said, like they know they have these longer growing seasons and they require like way more nitrogen and way deeper into flower because for them, when they're done, like they're not even halfway done in the flower, you know, and like you might have cut all the nitrogen already when these things like are still requiring like
it. Yeah.
See, I even pulled these from the autopod system, you know, early when I started switching the nutrients over and cutting back a little bit. I took it off, put it by itself, and you know, started feeding it by itself. But I'm just gonna start doing that all the way through, and that way there's not gonna be any problems. So, like you said, maybe instead of switching over to flowering nutrients, when you start seeing, you know, when you flip it, maybe give it the veg nutrients for another 2 or 3 weeks, and then go to your flower nutrients, and that maybe even that'll give it enough nitrogen without keeping too much nitrogen in the plant at the end.
Oh, yeah, one thing, coffee grounds.
Okay, did you start another giveaway or no?
No, not yet. But make sure you're used coffee grounds and not. Make sure they're already percolated coffee grounds and used.
Yeah.
If not, they're too acidic.
Every morning. I got my.
Somebody's just gonna like waste like, oh, I'm gonna go get some like just like
buy regular coffee and put it in there.
Yeah, don't waste coffee beans because it ain't gonna work. So like, yeah, you definitely want to use coffee.
Enjoy your coffee and then throw the coffee grounds. Used coffee grounds out there.
Throwing fucking raw coffee beans.
Yeah, I use that in my compost. Like I use that in my compost bin a lot. I use a lot more browns, of course, you know, than greens because, you know, you at least want, you know, 70-30 with the browns to the green. Like when you're doing a like a really good compost. But my compost usually takes a little bit over a year to actually complete itself because I actually had to go buy a bag just the other day because I'm not used to really, like I usually do 15s and 10s. That's what I normally do in my greenhouse. I don't go 20s. I don't go 35s. I don't go 50s. I'm not growing outside. If I did, I probably would. But like I said, I ain't trying to climb ladders, man. Like me and ladders just don't make. That's the reason why I messed up my wrist to begin with. I had to climb down a ladder and it wasn't hooked up to the house. And so instead of my head taking the brunt, my hand took the brunt of it. And thank God I had huge hands because if I didn't have huge hands, who knows? I probably would have died because like I literally landed on my head. But my wrist like my hands would stop me, and my wrist broke, flipped upside down. So the bottom piece was actually facing up, and the bottom and the top of my thing was facing down. And they had to re-break it again, just so I could get a normal thing. I'm like, yo, you think I can come back on Monday? I haven't ate yet. Guys like, are you fucking crazy? You just fuck. I'm like, yo, bro. Like, you want it to grow like that? I'm like, hey, you can grow like that in 2 days. You know? I'm like. I was like, man, like you act like you never. I'm like, dude, this is a serious injury. You're fucking making a joke. I'm like, well, what the hell am I supposed to do? You know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna cry. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, I'm not gonna say, oh yeah, everything's gonna be great. I'm like, dude, I just want to eat, man. I'm just hungry, man.
You would have been that guy for the butler from the Scary Movie with the fucking
for real
fucked up hand. Fucking
yeah.
Potato hand. Fucking.
This is my strong hand.
Toledo hand. Hey, boss, I'm back.
You know, it's funny you say that because that injury happened before that show, and like, and people, like, all my friends bust my balls about that. He's like, "Yo, man, like, that could have been your role, bro. That could have been your role."
Hey, I got to dip out, guys. I got to be at work early in the morning.
I do appreciate you being here and hanging out.
Anytime I can fucking get a chance to come hang out with you guys, I love to because we always have good conversations, and I always learn something. So, love seeing all you guys in the chat. Yeah, definitely. I'll see y'all.
I'll definitely be on tomorrow.
Where can we find you?
My bud John at 7 p.m. Eastern on YouTube. John Voight is a bud tender up in Chicago. Dude, his reviews, he's got a review every week on Two Dope Dudes. And
oh yeah, that guy is super smart.
I love his dude. He gives these descriptions of weed that I might go to the dispo if I had a bud tender like him. Just put it that way.
Yeah, for real.
He is good. His descriptions are unbelievable. So yeah, guys, tune in and come show your grow, and we'll see you tomorrow night.
Good night. 7 p.m. Dr.DankNugz show.
Thanks for all your knowledge, brother. Brother.
See you guys.
There you go, Dr.DankNugz.
That's awesome. I love his conversation.
Man. Yeah, he's so fucking.
He says he don't know a lot, but he's pretty knowledgeable. Comes out with them.
Yeah. Don't let them fool you. Yeah.
And I've smoked this stuff too, and it was really, really good. I enjoyed it. I had it in a jar, and I had it like tucked off to the side, and every now and again I'd bring it out. I was pretty sad when it was all gone. But he lives like 3-4 hours away. It's a little bit much on the vehicles to try and drive down there and back.
If I remember, you were closer to Big Time or Ace?
Oh, yeah. Big Time was a 10, 15-minute drive right down the road.
Yeah.
Dude, that's clutch right there.
Yeah, holy Tooley, I didn't know. Did you know that he has so he used to go golfing a lot at this golf course, and they've dedicated a tree, and they planted a tree and got a little plaque there for him, and it says Big Time tattoos on it. Yeah,
nice.
Dedicated to him, to his life and all that. He did a lot in his neighborhood. He was a really good guy. He's yeah. But I thought that was pretty cool. He's got a tree. He's to memorize.
Gotta go play around there and throw a fucking handful of beans down there underneath the tree.
Hey, you're right.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
Spell check, John. Might have to redo the diamonds. All right. What else? I do know it's storming outside pretty good still.
Yeah, we're supposed to get a little thunderstorm through here too, and it's gonna be back in the 70s the rest of the week after 80s and 90s. But I transplanted yesterday, and it was like the middle of the day. Like it literally took me all day to do all 12 plants. Because I have to make sure that like I actually physically take like I have a 30-gallon bucket, a separate bucket that a tote that I use. And what I do is I end up throwing that separate amount what I know I'm gonna put into that pot individual instead of me doing the whole thing. Because I noticed when I do the whole thing, I might one plant might get a little bit more of this than the other one. So if I do everything evenly amongst it, you know, I know there's gonna be no room for error when it comes to the outdoor. Yeah. And outdoors, you feeding heavy all the time, no matter what the plant is, man. Because if you don't stay on, especially me, because like I like to top load calcium throughout the veg. So you know, when you do something like that, you know, you're pretty much forced to constantly feed that plant. I mean, I fed it yesterday. I do use gypsum, yeah. So for my tank,
that's what I'm missing is the gypsum.
So for every gallon, for every 5 gallons, you're supposed to put a cup of gypsum into your mix. You know, that's what the normal. I mean, that's what some old heads have told me multiple times. Hey, for every 5 gallons, you want to make sure you put a cup of gypsum in there. I was like,
5 gallons.
You know, yeah. So for every 5 gallons you do, just put a cup in and mix it up, and it takes a while to break.
I can go to like Tractor Supply or something like that and get the gypsum, some sort of like a hardware store, Ace Hardware, something like maybe not Ace Hardware, probably like a Tractor Supply. That's where I had to go to get my Dolomite lime. So
what I like is I like the down to earth one. The down to earth one's more like a food grade one, so it's so thin that you can even put it in your tea and it can feed your plant instantly instead of letting it sit. So if you notice you have a little bit of thing, so you're even though it's not really organic in a sense, but I mean it's a lot less synthetic than anything. It actually instantly can help it with the organic. That's one thing you can use to actually
that's good because I already use down to earth products.
Yeah, so down to earth have a great
stuff.
Yeah, has a great.
I'm gonna have to get that.
That's one thing I definitely get that. Yeah, it comes in a little pouch thing. It doesn't look like the box stuff because the box stuff they do have that one. And I have used that one before, but I do like it comes in a little blue and white package. It's called Down to Earth, and I don't know, could be a different Down to Earth, maybe. I don't know because I thought so too. I'm like, wait a minute, this stuff is box stuff. Like, how am I getting this blue stuff?
Inside all them boxes is still a bag, so there might be just different packages. And it also might be the bags that's inside those boxes might not be able to hold that powder might have to have like a different type of a seal on it or whatever, so they just market it differently.
So I end up getting it on Amazon. So I could probably show you know I could find my previous things and I can send you the the info on that, whatever like that. But that really works really good. And obviously I always at least one time a week I do the Epicin spray on my leaves and stuff like that. You know, so and I use Foop spray too. Definitely I can tell you this, Foop spray is awesome for seedlings and awesome for clones because it's not super powerful, but it's got everything you need. And it's really light on the thing. So you don't have to actually worry about burning your plant. Obviously you don't want to do it during, you want to do it just like you normally would do right in the, you know, right at the end of, before your lights off, you want to spray your plant down and, just let it go to work. You know what I mean? Like, and that thing works wonders, man.
Is it, you say poop spray? Is that what it's called? Or are you
Foop,
talking about like fish?
Foop.
Foop?
It's called Foop spray. So it's like kind of like fish poop, kind of, but yeah.
It's made by the same
So
company, isn't it? That makes that fish poop.
Makes fish
or that's
shit?
what it's called, Foop. That's what it's actually called. It comes in that blue bottle, right?
Yeah, so it has like a little cinnamon. It has like almost like a little minty smell, so you can't smell the shit. Like I use like you know what I mean. So you can definitely. It smells a lot better. You can deal with it. Like, oh, it smells like minty crap. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Okay.
It smells like roses. Smell like roses. You know, but yeah, that actually works pretty good too. And I always recommend that for clones and for seedlings. Like that thing is that failed me one time. Like I don't have to feed it any nutrients because naturally our liver soil will usually take about 3 weeks to a month or 2 weeks, all depending how big size we put it in. I always start off with 1 gallons, and usually I go 1 to 5 to final. You know what I mean? But this year I skipped the whole 5 gallon thing. I just went from 1 gallon to my 15s and 1 gallon to my 10s. Because I know we have
a gallon to a 20 gallon.
Yep. So, well, because when it all depends on when your cycle's going to come. As long as you got over 14 hours of light, your thing's not going to flower. But once it reaches close to 14, especially if you take it from 18, as soon as you take it from 18, you bring it outside. That's why a lot of people make that mistake because they go from 18.6 to right outside in the middle of May, and then they're wondering why they're setting a flower, but then they re-veg. I'm like, well, dude, like you got to put some light on that thing. Like even a porch light, a street light, any kind of light. It could be the dimmest light, as long as there's a light on there that can catch at least over like 10. 10 on the light meter. It has to at least you have to be able to read. If you can't read a book, then there's no light leaks going to affect your plant, even a flower. You know what I mean? Like when people they ain't got harm because they got light leaks. No, if you can go in your tent, you cannot read a book in there, they're fine. They're not going to harm, man. Like, now, if you could see the reading, you can actually read a book in there, then that's way too bright. You know what I'm saying? So. In my experience, I can't say that it's science, but like I said, it's my experience that I've noticed. Because I used to get scared. I'm like, oh my God, because I didn't know I had a huge rip in my AC Affinity thing. All of a sudden, I went to go like, how the hell so I went to go do a return. They're like, oh no, we don't cover zippers. I'm like, of course you don't cover. Well, maybe you pull too. I'm like, no, I'm not pulling too hard, bro.
Thing on the fucking tent.
So I have to physically put a little sheet. Stuff a little sheet in there so I can't get no light up in there. And then I walked in there one day. I was like, I gotta see. And I'm like, oh my God, I can see light in here. But then I kept on reading, hey, as long as you can't read, just take your phone out. And if I can't read the writing, obviously, or if I can't read the writing in a book, then you're fine. You know what I mean? Like it's just not gonna register. Because you gotta think you're outside. The moon is pretty bright. You know what I mean? And and it can cause some issues sometimes too. If it's super bright, you know what I mean? But that's rare that really ever happens. Like when we get that super moon, that probably happens like once or twice, a year.
Yeah, I've always been in the camp, unless like they're getting some sort of direct light where they can photosynthesize, like it should not be hermaphrodite in your plants. And if it is, it's probably the genetics. You're probably, I can probably guarantee you're running feminized, weak ass genetics, like
hell yeah, you is
how it is. That's the big downfall with feminized genetics is like they are just weak and susceptible to everything because they're just recessive to begin with. So it's like yes, you are guaranteed a feminized plant, which it never became an issue until there was a plant count, to be honest. Like feminized beans were never they were a thing, but there wasn't a draw for them until like all these states started legalizing and had these plant counts, you know, like before we didn't care about fucking plant counts, you know, so
Yep.
like there wasn't this huge, but now everybody has these strict ass plant counts, so they want this guaranteed, you know, feminized seed, you know, like, and I understand it, and like that was the one reason I fucking made feminized seeds, is because everybody wanted to grow my shit, but I didn't have any feminized gear, and I was like, I've never made feminized gear, and like I actually I'm against it for the most part, you know. I believe people should be growing regulars, but I like I get it when you have to follow these stupid strict laws with these fucking plant
I'll start a
counts
poll
that,
for that.
control that shit, you know, like, so I mean, yeah,
Or
like me, I run feminized. The only reason I run feminized seeds is because I am usually testing my own feminized seeds. Like, other than that, like I always grow, unless it's only available in a feminized form, which is usually not. Some of the shit is like I said, like I used to grow a square one all the time, and then and theirs was, they had regular beans for a while, and then they just flipped the lid and they didn't have regulars anymore, and it was only feminized. And I caught them, I bought them a couple times, and I was just like, yeah, these are fucking, you know, like they're a lot weaker. Like you just see it. Like, I mean,
I've heard some people say that they're
like,
more susceptible to herb.
They definitely are. Like, they're just genetically built to be more susceptible to herms because they come from a genetically mutated herm plant. Like,
Yep,
you know,
yep.
like it's chemically induced, but it's still a hermaphroditic plant, even though it's chemically induced. Like,
That makes sense.
so I mean, they're still going to be susceptible beginning to herms just because of it. I mean, like,
Just like that outside skunk I have in there. If it did get herm and a nanner planted or pollinated one of the other 5, and that's where I got my my seeds from. Kind of the same, just not chemically induced, I guess, just naturally induced.
yeah, well, that's how they were naturally made. Like that's how feminized seeds back in like the late 80s and 90s, like that's how they weren't chemically inducing. They were, I can't even remember what they have a term for it though. They would let the plants just go beyond flower until they
Yep.
you know, started nannering, and then they just self-pollinate them, and then
Well, that's what a plant will naturally
harvest
do
those
in the
feminized
wild.
seeds, and
Yeah.
Right.
then they just discovered, you know, a way to chemically block the fucking hormones from producing anyways, and now,
Hold on, I don't mean to interrupt you, but Bearded Buds, if you want to hit me up on my Discord, DM me, and then I can figure out about getting you a link. But this is a private or an invite only link panel, I think, or whatever. But I've just looked at your channel, and I do believe you might have some knowledge. Got some good looking plants there, and I like your gnome. That's what really is going to get you in. No, I'm kidding. But I would like to have you up on the panel or whatever. Just I don't know if
you may have seen him. He's been on my panel. You may have seen him on my panel.
So yeah, we'll correspond this week or whatever, and then see if you can come up. But yeah, I would like to have.
Yeah, and that's the thing with the regs too, man.
More of the community up.
So like myself only grows 12, right? So I don't mind growing the regs, you know what I mean? Because before I used to be the same, like, oh, I want to get guarantee, you know, I'm fell for the thing too, because I was doing it a couple of years, supposedly doing it a couple of years before everything was legalized. And I started with reg seeds. I started with bag seeds. I'm like, oh, hey, I got these bag of seeds. Let me go pop them. You know what I'm saying? You know, that's how I had the blue cheese, the Durban poison, the Alaskan thunderfuck was all just regular bag seeds I bought from weed from back in early 2000 and late 90s, and I just happened to keep the seed. I'm like, well, let me pop this. You know, now I like it because, like I said, it's only gonna cost me $100 and something to get 12 plants. Like, I'm not breeding, so for me, it's worth $100 for me to go spend it to test every single one of them regs, and whatever ones don't make it. If I want to breed, they just get called, and okay, I got all these females now. Great, you know, this is the one we stay with, and this is the final count. So, like with me, I popped 2 more seeds after I got 2 males, and I still got 3 tests left, but I'm waiting to use those on some other genetics that I want to, you know, because I like to use the community seeds. You know what I mean? I don't really like using I don't really like buying seeds from companies. You know what I mean? Like I'd rather give it to the community. If they got their own seed bank, I want to provide to them. You know what I mean? And instead of like to
Third party
you,
shit.
to you,
And honestly,
to
like you always, it's
to
best to get it
chaotic. I'd
direct
rather
because
have
you never know how the third party is storing their shit either. Like like
yeah.
all my shit's been in a refrigerator for like years. Like in my basement for fucking year. Like I guarantee you, like these giant I doubt they're having their seeds like refrigerated unless they, unless they get refrigerated storage or something like which I doubt. Like they're probably just sitting in it's probably at least like in a controlled environment at least, but they're just sitting in a fucking just sitting around fucking not in ideal conditions, like if they're in long-term stores, they should be, like they're gonna be some of these places they'll sit on their shelf, they don't sell from like 3 or 4 years. I've had 3 or 4 year old packs when I've ordered beans from a place, like, and I'll get them, and like some of the breeders date their beans, and then it'd be like when they were harvested, it's just like this was fucking 4 years ago. Like they've been held on to these for 4 years, like. And I have like legitimately thought breeders were garbage because I did not get directly from them. I bought third party, and guess what? Their beans didn't fucking pop. And I literally was just like, these are all fucking garbage. And this dude was just like, dude, let me send you some beans. I was just like, and you think it's gonna make a difference? He's like, yes. And he actually, like, so the breeder actually sent me the beans, and dude, like all of them popped. And it was they're the same strain. They were just fresher packs that were stored properly by him. They weren't fucking third party fucking shit. Like it's like that. That's the thing that like a lot of people like. And I honestly didn't like it didn't connect until he like was just like, dude, like yes, like these weren't in my possession. Like so. I still take he still was taking responsibility for him, like he's still like, they're still my fucking beans and I want to make it right. But like, he's just like, they should all pop. Like, you should not be getting, like, he's just like, well, I was just like, well, that's your fucking third party handler because I'm pretty good at popping beans. And I've been doing it for years. Like, if I don't get a single one to pop, like something happened to those motherfuckers, like they got overheated at some point or something happened to them. Like, so, and I was just, but he sent me his fresh packs and they all legitimately pop. So like, yeah, I mean, like, that's why, like, even I'm just like, yes, just go to directly, whoever fucking makes these things, just go directly to them because they're going to be the ones who are storing them properly, like, and I mean, the third party, they're just here to make the money, they're like, and it's something, I'm not saying that they're bad, but like, some of them are thinking they're going to be sitting on these seats for fucking 3 or 4 years, so just gotta, that's why I always recommend is go just straight to the source. Like, not only is it they're probably giving them more money by going directly to them and supporting them, but you're gonna be, I guarantee you that the seed, whatever you're buying, is gonna be preserved better by the person who's creating it.
So I have double-edged sword kind of. My I have so many seeds. I've won so many giveaways in 2024 or 2023. That I had to get a PO box, so I stopped giving my my address out. And it was actually profitable. I got so many seeds. I stopped cloning because now, if I start cloning, then that means I can't get to the seeds that I have. And I won 180 seeds in one giveaway, and I won a lot of giveaways. So it's like I got a lot of beans, but I mean I got I'll be able to. I don't know if it's like 5 or 10 every 6 months, 8 months or so, 6 months. That's like 25 a year or so, I think. Something like that. Is that about right? How many seeds I would try to pop?
Like
to get about 4 to 8 plants each harvest. So yeah, it's because I do have a lot of regs, so I don't have a perfect, you know what I mean? Like I think there's one, I had 5, and I think I'm gonna get 1 male. Or 1 female, except for the clone that I bought, obviously. But yeah, I have so many now that I got to go through them. That way I don't waste the beans that I have. But the other side of that is if I catch a keeper and I don't clone it, and then what?
Then you re-veg it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, then I got to go through the re-veg.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, just that, like, that's what, like when I was, when I was actually pheno hunting, I had, tons going that, like, I didn't have space to take a clones of 2 cuts of every fucking plant that I had. Like. Because half of them are gonna be fucking males, and most of them are going right out the window anyway. Because I usually already have a male, like waiting, So unless I am looking for a male, then I am flowering males. But like yeah, like that. But I've always just like it's been a space thing. I've just like like I don't have
just re-veg it, no cloning.
This is
that's what I'll just resort to. I'll just know that because I cloned this.
And like people always tell me like they didn't like I have never not had a plant re-veg. Like now it has taken a lot more time than the 2 months that somebody is saying. Like it's taken 2 months for me to even see a speca grow. But there's people that talk about like you can get like a re-veg and take clones in like 2 months. I'm just like 2 months, like that motherfucker is like just maybe starting to like put out a leaf off of the bud or something, like some sort of new growth off of somewhere on the plant, but I've never actually like had a plant like not like re-veg. Like it just, I don't know. And it's not like it's, like whatever it is, like when I was feeding on it, it was only in a gallon bag, at most it was in a 5-gallon bag, which that was very rare. But I mean, so it's just taking up. It's very small. It's a lot smaller space than taking 100 cuts. Like.
And you wait probably about 6-8 weeks, and you flip the flower right away.
What's that?
Would you flip the flower right away, like 6-8 weeks, 2 months in?
What do you mean?
Right as soon as I started showing sex, like those small plants that you had in Pheno Hunt, so many of them. Did you keep them small, or would you let them grow out?
No, like they would. I would let them. I started them all in solo cups, and then after they get to like their 6th node, then I transfer into 1-gallon bags, and a week after that, I would just flip them all. So okay. I mean, it was
as soon as they're ready, they're going.
Yeah, basically by the 6th node, that's when I was taking them out of their cups, and like I said, it was a week after that. Like after a week after transplant, I would usually just flip them. Like so. Because when I was pheno hunting like that, it was whole dedicated tents and flood trays. So it was like, it wasn't like pulling anything out. It was like, this is all going, that's all going, like, you didn't have to like mess around with lots of in and outs, like, it's just like the whole thing goes, it all gets transplanted at once, it all gets flipped at once. Like, you don't wait for the stragglers or anything, or just all goes, it operates like a machine, it's on a timing mechanism.
That's my problem. I don't have no schedule for anything. I don't. I got to feel the soil to see if I watered yesterday.
And honestly, that gets really tiring, though. I mean, that will fucking. I mean, tending like. I mean, like when even though you automate it, so you can turn. Instead of tending all the plants in there, you just have to tend the tent. So you can cut it down to. I got 6 of these tents that I have to just tend that tank because they all have some sort of automatic watering system. So I either have to do the reses on there or, just check the, make sure the fucking air circulating, I always have to look in there and make sure all my fans are still working. Like, cause those die all the mother effing time, man. Like, and now that I use like these cheap
I like
USB
AC Infinity fans.
like, I just use the cheap fucking USB ones, like, man, like, because I believe that, like, I've spent money on, like, the expensive ones, like, I have not, now, to be honest, I have not tried AC Infinity, that's because I don't have any of their gear, so I'm just like, but I've tried,
two other
fans, and they all
high name brands, or you want to call it, I won't mention who they are, but I arrived at AC Infinity, and that's the only equipment that I have of AC Infinity. Everything else is, I got Gambit, Vivison, One Deal Tent. But
it's just AC like a time thing, man. Like they all got, like they'll give you a good like year and a half, sometimes 2 years of running. Like after that, they're just done. Like they just
you got to change them.
Problems. They're all made of plastic. That's the problem. Like the only fans that I have that have survived, I still have a fan from like over 20 years ago. That it wasn't from when I first started growing, but it was like pretty damn close. It was definitely when I first started growing indoors, and it's just an old like Coastal Breeze fan, but it's all metal. Everything on this thing is metal, and it's the only. I mean, you gotta oil it because it will squeal like a mo freaker, but it's the only fan that has never died on me, man. Like everything else, the plastic insides just wear out on like shit just that plastic just wears out.
Yeah, they don't last forever for sure.
Yeah, no, it's like, and I don't have a 3D printer, so I can't like print my own plastic pieces to like fix this shit.
So instead of getting a 4-inch inline fan for like $60 or $80 from any other company, I went to Home Depot and I got a 4-inch inline induct fan for your you know what I mean, for your house. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't have no variable. It's just when I plug those fans in, I just turn them up, and that's what they are. I don't ever
You
use a
can get
variable.
a speed. You can
dial.
just get the little speed controls on there. You know,
Yeah,
to plug
I have
in,
one.
It's like a plug in.
But
Plug
I
out.
didn't even use it. I just said forget it. I didn't want to plug in a couple different things into my box.
But
So
yeah,
I just plugged it straight in. It's only a 4-inch inline fan, so it's not really pumping that much. And then once I put the carbon filter on there, I need it to be at high. You know what I mean? At the most that it can go. I actually need a 6-inch fan.
Yeah, I when I had all my tents going, I just used a single cage fan, and this was a 4-inch cage fan, but it moved. I can't remember. It was like 3,800 freaking cubic fucking
CFM.
feet CFM, and I was just like, so like literally like I mean it was the only thing I compared to is like I have like a bouncy house that has like a similar motor, like it's like a bouncy house motor, but imagine a bouncy house motor like on steroids,
in reverse.
It's just a little cage, and it's a box, and it's like that I have like so I can have all the tubes come into that little box, and then it just has a hole, and it's like a turbocharger, and it just like that's what I used to have, and like the only way I could regulate any type of like air intake on them was just literally by closing the vents on the bottom, like
little flutes.
Yeah, and like some of my small like one of my 2x4s only has like one vent, and it was just like, I mean, it was like sucking in like ugly, man. It was like like it looked like my tent looked like Skeletor, like that's how much suction it had. So like, I opened up one of the tops on it, like because there was like a big like opening for like the old like 12-inch ducts on a 2x4 in the top. So like I just had to open up that, and I just put some like black like sheets over it, so like so I didn't get the light leak, and
right.
But the only reason I was concerned about the light leak on that one was because it was directly from the top, and I do have like a light like in the corner, like in the back by all the tents that could directly like shine down in there. So I had to put something over it. But it was like I've never used like the first fancy inline fan I have was like this, and I just got it a year and a half ago, and it was like this. It was some brand name. It was like Fimo Haya or something. Just some cheap, but it comes with the fan, the controller, the probes, like all the same thing in Tasty. I'm sure it's all the same junk. They just throw their own stickers on it, and like I think like the whole setup was like $60, and it came with a filter, like a carbon filter. So I was like, oh, score! Like, put that in my cart.
Oh, you want to run this giveaway?
Yeah.
All right, 23 people in here. We got 17 in the entry. Put in the DIAMONDS.
Good luck, everybody.
Got a couple minutes, maybe 30 seconds. Maybe right now. Oh.
Psych.
Enter the
gotcha.
chat. Diamonds are forever, and I love how trichomes look like diamonds. So that's why I picked it. And I'm growing diamond hands by chaoticgenetics. Be my next harvest. August 1st is when I'm harvesting. It's 10 weeks. Not actually when I'm harvesting, but that's the day that it's 10 weeks, and I usually go for 8 weeks, and then I sweat 2 weeks out. But I think I'll be checking, you know what I mean, early on. But I'm gonna psych my brain out and not pull early. You know what I mean? I don't want to shortchange myself and leave trichomes on the table. You know what I'm saying? You gotta scoop them all up. You know what I mean? Get all of them. Get all that couch lock, stoned, where I time people out. I deleted a video today. I uploaded the video, a premiere, and then 2 hours later I deleted it. Stoned. Why I don't? Whoops. So I had to re-upload it. That sucks. I lost all 11 views I had on there. But those 11 views matter.
How long was it?
Right, man. Just one view,
video.
Yeah.
Little,
same thing.
Huh?
Yeah, today, like I showed myself loading up my VCure today. So I did a video on how I do my VCure. I mean, not my stuff from the bottom. I show how I stand up the plant.
On YouTube?
Stuff to hell, on Instagram.
Okay, because I got an Instagram link, and But yeah, we'll definitely have to.
YouTube. I haven't got part of that yet. Like I'm thinking about joining, but like I said, these people they're against us, man. These bots, man. These bots are designed to put us down. You know what I mean? Just like we were talking about AI earlier. You know, we're about to bring it back. Like, and that's why. I mean, I don't mind and that's the thing. I don't run by AI. I run by automation. So when I use my tents, everything's automated to what I want it to be. You know what I mean? Hey, I want my temperatures to be between this and this.
It's
because
bullshit.
I'm not always around. You know, I'm not always around all the time. So,
sadly, it's algorithms that are created by humans that are fucking us.
Good luck, everybody.
It's like if you literally just try starting a new Gmail account and logging into YouTube and making a new YouTube. And just try and look at all cannabis shit. It doesn't matter. Like, you can't get that shit on your feed. They just filter all this other fucking shit that you don't want. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, it's just crazy how they just control the algorithms. Like, and you can blatantly see it when you absolutely. But you have to not look at other videos. You know what I mean? You have to only consume. I'm sure you can do it with other shit too. Like, but if you only are trying to consume one thing, it doesn't matter. Like, they force you into other shit. Like that you like. Most times don't want to be fucking
always here.
Anyways,
congratulations, Davian M66. You have just won some really good genetics.
Nice.
Biased opinion, but it is a good one.
I'm jealous.
Hit up that chaoticgenetics at Gmail. Send him a screenshot with you logged into your YouTube, and thank you for entering. I really appreciate it. Thanks for the giveaway.
Yeah.
This has been a banger. Definitely a banger episode. Super sweet. Let's see here. So, as we were saying with the Holy Toledo. Whoa. What did I do that? Okay, we're good. I do have a link here of the Instagrammer. So go check him out. Follow him on Instagram. You said you have a video doing what?
Packing my VCure. So how I do it, it's like the Chad Westport way. I just don't lay my stuff down. So what he does, he stands, lays. I just straight stand. And I stuff the hell out of the thing where there's not 1 inch of space. But I also take shelves out. So I take 2 shelves out of the unit, and if I have 3 plants, I can easily fit 3 plants. And 3 shelves.
Yeah, so you have nice sized plants too. They're not small. What's that?
Yeah. Hang it in there then?
Yeah. So what I do is I take the branch and I put it right through the first little grate thing, and then it hangs onto the second one. So when I put the other one in there, the bud part is touching the top, but it's not affecting. But the branch is also going to that one. I don't use the bottom because I don't need the water because I have a lot of humidity. So when I have the bottom, what I do is that the tray that's there, I just usually, if there's any broken buds, I just throw all the broken buds over there because it's like I said, I'm not throwing the water at that. So I utilize that space too. If you're in a dry environment, it's not going to work for you. The way I do it, like you're definitely going to have to step up a level up higher because you need that point to put the water in and everything.
The only reason I would get one is because like I dry in a basement in the summertime in the Midwest, and like, dude, there's like a million. Like I run dehumidifiers, but it don't fucking matter, man. Like you can't like.
So I can fit 3 pounds in there.
90 degrees down there, like you know, like so you gotta give like either it's gonna be 72 and like 60%, mid 60%, or it's gonna be like 80 and like 55. Like it'll be like do you want it 80 degrees down there? Like no, like but that's the only thing that's ever like leaned me into like pushing me towards one of those machines. But I'm just like technically I could just what I should do is just get a tent and just get a freaking portable AC in there, and then like I just don't want to spend. I fucking hate spending the more money on like carrying my shit. Like,
so I tell everybody else too, and you can probably see it in the chat too, like with both of them. Yes, you do got to put a lot of money up front. You know what I mean? But if obviously you can find the right code, you can bring it down to about $800 for the VQ. You know what I mean? If you can find the right people's code.
It definitely it's definitely a product that is needed because that's where like even the people who grow the greatest weed, like like somebody said it earlier. I think it was you. You know, like you can fuck it, or you know, like your cure is the most important thing. Like your dry and your cure is like, you will fuck all your shit up, all your shit up, man. Like,
gotta tell people the three hardest things to do in a cannabis plant is popping that seed. You know what I mean? The dry and the cure. Everything else will get handled with itself as long as you're properly doing everything that needs to get done.
If you can take like the learning curve out of like drying and curing, like that's just like I'm all for that because like I said, that was like one of the hardest parts. Besides watering, like drying and curing your weed is like, it's hard. Like I mean, even for me, I struggle with it because like it's like to get an ideal temperatures. Like I gotta, like I said, like I have to get a portable AC and dedicate another tent and like
that's more money, and that's more money now too.
Yeah, like I mean, that air conditioner I know is going to cost me an extra $100 at the end of the month for fucking running that goddamn thing. Like
the VQ is 50 watts, I think, and it could be less than that if I'm, John, correct me on that one.
Like that thing, I'm not worried about the power consumption on that thing. The only thing I don't like about that is the size. It's just small. Like, but if you're just some small grower and that's perfect. Like you can just keep putting.
Yeah, you can fit 2.5. You can fit 2.5 wet. I could fit 3 in there because I really stuff it in. Now the main focus is you got on the sides, on 2 of the sides is where the air comes. So your thing is if you're gonna stuff it, you want to stuff it more in the middle because you don't want to block that airflow. Because you're getting the airflow 360 degrees in that thing. So the most crucial part is not blocking the top where the vent comes out, the 2 sides and the bottom. As long as you keep that spot open, you will not get mold. You will not get, because it automatically goes to 0.8 VPD automatically. You know what I mean? Every single time, no matter what's going on, that's what it runs out to every time. So even if I do my own recipe, it was always going to 0.8. Now, if you do the dew point, you're doing 52, 54%. I did that recipe too also. So when people say, oh, I'm using cranberry because it does dew point, I'm a dew point guy, straight up dew point guy. I got a fucking dew point, old fashioned farmer's dew point thing in my greenhouse right now. Tells you the temp, the dew point, all that. So I love doing that type of stuff. But I did the same thing with my VQ, how I set the perimeters with the temperature, the humidity. I went online, I did the calculator. I want this much dew point because this is what Canatrol does. I did the same exact dry, and like I said, people at the cup were telling me, "Damn, you should have entered the damn cup, man. I think you could have won something with that one." Like that blueberry really tastes like blueberry muffin. Like that, no joke. It was like a berry thing, but I also had the feedback saying the joint, it just tastes like I'm smoking burnt paper. Like, yo, here, like how do you consume a bowl? Here, take this bud. You know what I mean? You tell me you tell me what's up next. And then now I'm getting that shit was fire, bro. Like, because they smoked out of a bowl, and if you smoke out of a joint, I'll admit you will taste
a little bit of the paper for sure.
Yes, you taste the paper, even if you roll it up. So I'm learning that myself too. But
RocSolo, where will you be at?
Saddling up for tomorrow morning.
Are you doing a 12-hour stream? Are you starting at 7 or are you starting at 8?
8.
Hit up the link. He does an 8-hour stream, or no, 12-hour stream starting at 8 o'clock in the morning. A nice chill stream. I missed going to DankNugz show last time because I had a family situation happen. So as soon as I cut off your stream, I had to go. Like it was like I got out. I was like, all right, I'm ready to go and show my grow. And then all of a sudden, it's like the wife's calling me like, hey, we gotta have a conversation. So I had to go have a conversation. It was a nice conversation. Got things laid out. You know what I mean? I got an 18-year-old just living in my house. So he's staying on a straight and narrow. He's going to the Marines. Super proud of him. He's doing really good. So. But that's the reason why I wasn't on DankNugz show. So I'll be there. I'm gonna try and get your show, be on there too. I'm on there for a little bit.
Yeah, I'll definitely make my way in there at some point in time. I mean, I definitely can give you some time. Anytime that you any of you guys ever need anything, man, if I can do it.
Love your knowledge. This is a great conversation. Great having you up here. I hope you come back. This is what.
I mean, as long as the people want me, I'll come. If the people don't want, then that's cool too.
Heck yeah, I love it.
We're for everyone, man.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. But all right, we're gonna wrap it up. I think that's it for the stream. I do appreciate everybody in the chat. The community is super awesome. If anybody is a breeder or a grower or anything like that that would like to come up, hit me up in my DMs, the Discord. The links are in the description. I'll get Holy Toledo's links in the description too. And until next time, bye, friends.
Peace.